Have you ever watched a news report where they showed some data in the form of a chart or a graph, and something in the back of your mind told you that story might not be true? Well, data doesn't lie, but data visualization certainly can. This is an important issue that a lot of my clients ask me about. How do I make my audience believe what I'm showing them? The truth is, you can't force your audience to believe what you're telling them. What you can do is build trust in how you present your data. What I'm going to do is tell you 5 common mistakes that are very easy to correct. These mistakes can erode your credibility and your trust with your audience, but if you correct them, they will go a long ways to building trust and cultivating that in your audience. Mistake number 1 is math errors. If you make a mistake in math on one of your charts, someone in your audience is going to catch it. Worse yet, some stickler in the audience might actually stand up and say, "Hey, you made a mistake," and they'll call you out on it when you're giving a presentation. Not only have they told the entire room not to trust you, now you're off your game because you're flustered that they told everyone in the room you made a mistake. And it could have been an honest mistake, a round-off error, or something like that. But if you proofread your slides first, then you're not going to make a mistake like that. Mistake number 2 is flaunting convention, breaking the rules. If you show people something different than they expect, they're going to be skeptical. What are they trying to pull over on me? One example of this is the convention that on a chart, the lower left-hand corner is where the origin is, and going from left to right is increasing in X, and then going up is increasing on Y. I've seen times where people put the Y-axis up at the top and the Y values increase going down. That changes the look of the graph entirely, and it makes everyone question, why did they do it that way? So that's a mistake, another mistake to avoid. Another mistake, very easy to fix, and that is omitting labels. If you omit the labels, you're telling your audience that they have to do the thinking and try and figure it out for themselves, rather than you making it clear to them. The 4th mistake is trying to be creative at the price of clarity. For example, pie charts, bubble charts, things where you're trying to show comparisons, but a pie chart is not as intuitive as you think. And if you're trying to compare things, the easiest thing to compare is length. If you give people circles and you increase a circle size by twice the radius, you're actually more like quadrupling the area. Do you want them to look at the diameter of that circle or the area of that circle? Don't give that audience too much to think about. Make it intuitive, make it easy. The final mistake that people make is apologizing for something they're showing you because the chart's not showing what they want it to say. So they're saying, it doesn't really show it, but trust me, this is what it means. Big mistake. They're going to question that, and they're going to be really skeptical, and they're not going to trust you. So I've talked about these 5 mistakes. I want to turn it around, summarize it, and put it in the form of best practices. What can you do to build trust in your audience so that they will know you're showing them the truth? Number 1, proofread or proof calculate all of your slides, and better yet, have somebody else look at it just in case you miss something. Number 2, stick with the conventions. Don't break the rules. Show people what they're going to expect to see, and they'll trust you. Number 3, don't go crazy on the creativity. Be intuitive in the design so that the audience doesn't have to do the work. Always use labels, and you want to label your axes and always use your units. That way your audience doesn't have to do any extra mental work, and they know exactly what you're trying to say. And the final best practice is be prepared. If your chart doesn't show what you want it to show, then either your data doesn't show it or you don't know how. So you want to exclude that slide because it's not really doing your presentation justice. When it comes to data, the truth is in there. Data itself never lies, but data visualization can. If you follow these best practices, you will stay true to the data and your audience will learn to trust you.